Minister Steenhuisen, if you don't vote for this budget, really the ball is in your court. You are defining yourself outside the GNU if you don't vote for this budget. They nevertheless went and...
As we deal with these challenges where a number of parties, particularly also parties that are part of the GNU at national level, have voted against the budget. So that matter, I said to them, will be discussed by the NEC, and they accepted that. So that's precisely the path that we are on. The National Executive Committee will discuss the matter after the NWC will have discussed the matter, and I hope you don't get a leak in between that meeting and the meeting of the NEC. Precisely how the parties deported.
It is not only the VAT that is the budget. We have discussed the VAT from 2% down to 0.5%, but more important to us is what are the issues that are going to be attended to in that budget. Your education, your health, your defense, your police, your social grants, all those issues. That's a long list of issues that will be attended to. That is where, when you talk of austerity, you talk of what are you spending the money on. So the debate was a little bit skewed, but it has gone through.
Lift citizens, fiscal discipline, and corruption-free administration are non-negotiable for the country's economic recovery. In the light of the country's pressing fiscal challenges, the IFP understands the increase in VAT as a necessary measure to bolster government revenue and ensure continued service delivery. We recognize that the decision to increase VAT is not taken lightly.
In this instance. And I have no doubt that as the PwC investigation continues and the results are publicly released, it will be senior politicians and officials who are exposed. Let me be clear, I will not be deterred by smear campaigns or political pressure or even threats against my life. My mandate is to clean up the department and to make it an economic delivery unit. And that is exactly what I intend to do relentlessly. And despite the noise and the intimidation I've experienced, we remain determined to reach our goals. Ladies and gentlemen.
However, given the dire state of public finances, revenue collection shortfalls, and the need to maintain critical social programs, we believe that this measure is a responsible step towards economic stability. The alternative would have been further borrowing. This, however, is unsustainable in the long term, as the debt services costs are already at a staggering 425 billion.
We did receive a letter from business, indeed, and I think we've seen the market's reaction to a government without the DA. R8 trillion rand wiped off the JSE just as a result of a market reaction to a potential that the DA would no longer be in government. And so I do think that careful thought needs to be given to the next steps, and that cool heads need to prevail. And I think that we need to sit down rationally and try and find a way through this. But that can only happen if there is a genuine commitment to power sharing. And I think that is very important.